How did you find that out? Yeah, I was.
Do you think that has any impact?
That's like Nardwar levels of investigation. That's like crazy. Oh, wait, you really did your research. What the fuck? Okay, yeah.
Okay, this is the second interview with Watanabe Kai. In part 1, we talked about both Project PBE and Project Mentor, but in this one, we aren't going to talk about any of that, but instead talk about Kai's journey through content creation as a whole. Let's go. Great, let's move on to part 2 of the interview, focusing on you.
Sounds good.
Alright, let's queue up again, and then I'll hit you with the first question. So I was checking your TikTok, right? Researching for the interview. You have so many TikToks ranting about Americans mispronouncing Japanese foods. Which mispronunciation do you consider the most annoying and egregious?
Okay, it's sake.
It's sake.
That's by far the one I hate the most. Yeah, because people say I've heard sucky.
Yeah.
I've heard. No, is it sake? I don't know, but I've heard like sucky before.
Mm-hmm.
And that shit pisses me off. I'm just like, you're just not even trying. Gyoza also is really bad because people won't say gyoza, they'll say goiza.
Really?
I don't know where that came from. Yeah, goiza is really bad. I used to work in restaurants, so I've experienced this firsthand, but it's like, it's really way more common than it needs to be, and it's like super tilting.
Yeah, that is super weird. Why is it Watanabe Kai instead of Kai Watanabe? Is it an homage to your Japanese heritage, or is it just like it sounds smoother? I
don't know. I just kind of chose it that way. It's actually, yeah, so I am Japanese, but I don't know if people know this or not, but Kai Watanabe is not my real name. I would never use my government name.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, I think some people know, but like, the name is too realistic. And it wasn't really on purpose. It's actually, so Kai used to be my Starbucks name. Where if you don't know, like if you go to Starbucks and you have like a foreign name, they'll mispronounce it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because like I think back then they used to call out your name because they didn't have the mobile app back then.
Mm-hmm.
So like I would put my name down as Kai to make it easier for them. So that's where the name Kai came from.
I see.
And Watanabe is like yeah, and Watanabe is like I think it was my grandmother's name.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like I guess kind of legal, but not really legal. So that's not my real name now. But yeah, there you go.
And before Watanabe Kai, you were another username, right? Teddy? What was that from?
Yeah, wow, you did your research. Yeah, Teddy was the first username I used ever on social media.
Yeah.
It was because of because my favorite Pokemon's Pichu, but I couldn't name myself after Pichu because of Lily Pichu.
I see.
So I was like, well, I gotta choose something different. And then so my second favorite Pokemon was Teddy Ursa.
Mm-hmm.
So it came from that, and it came from the fact that like I really liked How I Met Your Mother growing up. So like, I named it after that as well. I'm kind of sad that you found that.
Okay, well,
it's definitely a dark secret that I'm not a big fan of. It's chill.
Well, there's another username change I want to ask you about. Your league one.
Oh, wait, you really did your research. What the fuck? Okay, yeah.
These thoughts with a Z.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy. So that was hold on, let me figure out
yeah.
I might just be playing Cypher.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Low key, I might play some Shaco, bro.
Sounds good. I'm hoping I can find an augment that I can actually use though. Is anyone playing Exotech?
There's an Exotech crest.
Okay. Alright, I'll just take mentorship then. Alright. Yeah, these thoughts was so funny enough, so thoughts. This was before like slang wise thought was a thing. Like I was originally named that as like I thought of something.
I see.
So I spelled it as THOT, and then so I don't know how old you are, but I remember when I was in elementary school, like Adventure Quest was a thing, and my username for Adventure Quest was Thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to use that username across a lot of different games growing up. So I used that for I used it for like Adventure Quest, Dragon Fable, Mech Quest, like that whole thing.
Yeah.
And then COD 4 online, amongst other stuff as well. And then eventually League of Legends, and then so that's what my username These Thoughts was from. And then eventually Thoughts became slang for like that hoe over there. And then I was like, well, I got completely fucked over. So I eventually changed it away. But every once in a while, like I will use that username for stuff, but it's pretty rare nowadays that I'll use it anymore.
Interesting. I was like, damn. I didn't know it was like the thoughts, like the thinking thoughts. I was like, damn, you were wilding out, bro.
I think, yeah, so I think a lot of players understandably I think they understandably would think the same way. I think it's fair enough.
Also, I'm not going Shaco. There's a guy with Slayer's spat.
Okay. I find that there's another Cypher player in the game, but they actually have Cypher and I don't, so...
Well, we'll see
how
this goes.
Oh, let's go. The fight lasted long enough that,
Oh! You got 1v2'd?
Yeah, I got 1v2'd.
Nice, nice. On a more serious note, how do you think your Japanese American identity shaped your experience as a content creator?
Damn. I don't think it did much, to be honest. So, I know you referenced like my personal TikTok, but I haven't posted on that account in like
right, yeah, dude, like, those are like a couple of years old.
Yeah, because when I never started social media with the intent on like becoming a content creator. When I first started doing TikToks, it was because I was going through a breakup at the time, and I was like, I don't really know what to do. And my friend at the time was like, hey, you should just start making TikToks. I think you'd do well on it. I was like, whatever. So I started talking shit, and then somehow it went viral.
Yeah.
And then since then I was like, okay, maybe I can do this. But I burnt out of TikTok pretty fast because like I'm not an extroverted person. I'm pretty introverted. So it's tough for me to like keep up that like level of energy whenever I like make content, and I'm always like looking at the numbers and stuff. If a video didn't do like at least like a couple 100K views, like I'd be like really down about it.
Yeah.
Which is funny to say that because like nowadays like I'm nowhere near where I used to be. But that was sort of like I need to walk down. What do I need here? I need I just need money. But nowadays it's like, especially because like I think the thing about social media is that like if you leave and come back, it's a lot harder to retain your previous viewership, and that gets harder and harder the more you leave and return, and I've done it a lot.
I see.
So yeah, so going back to the whole like whatchamacallit, the oh, by the way, if you find a Cypher unit, let me know.
Yeah, no, I've been looking around.
It's all good. But when it comes to my Japanese American identity, I don't think it played much of a role. Like my whole content journey has just kind of been like just doing my own thing, and I think sometimes like the Japanese stuff comes out every once in a while, but it's never played a huge factor.
Yeah, fair enough. Maybe not your Japanese American identity, but what about like your experience working at a restaurant in like all sorts of positions? Do you think that influenced your values and approach as a content creator?
I think it has influenced my character as a whole. I don't know if I would say it's just the content creation. So
yeah,
like,
no, that's totally fine.
I think working in a restaurant is one of those experiences I think anybody needs. I think it's like very invaluable, especially if you get to work like back of the house. I'm sure front of the house is great as well, and like I've done both, but like front of the house is annoying because you get to learn how shitty people are, and you become a very empathetic person that way.
Yeah.
But you also, when you work back of the house, you start to really understand like how to multitask and how to like juggle multiple tasks at once to a degree that like I think most people cannot. I would actually, you know, even though I would urge people to work back of the house at some point in their life, like I think it's a job that like 90% of people would fail at.
I see.
So I think it's definitely helped me a lot in terms of like juggling multiple stuff at the same time, while also making sure that I'm staying consistent in like whatever I'm trying to pursue.
What's your all-time favorite dish to make? It could be at home or at a restaurant.
I feel like mussels is up there.
Yeah.
Usually I'll use like sambuca or whatever to flambe, and flambe is also really fun. So
you're a big seafood guy?
I'm not actually, but I like making it.
I see. I was gonna ask about your TFT journey, right? Because you only really, I have a LeBlanc. Do you want it?
Yeah, can you send it?
Yeah, I got you. Also, I might play Rengar. I don't know if that's a thing. I don't know.
It's Rengar Veas.
Rengar Veas, right? The Executioner.
Yeah.
I'll try to cook something up. But yeah. So you you didn't play much TFT. You dropped TFT at set 1. You only came back. You only really came back at like set 6. What was so like? I don't know if unappealing is the right word, but what was so like not fun for you to make you just like play TFT casually until set 6?
I think for me, this has never been like auto battle has never really been a genre that I was like super, well, one, I wasn't super privy to, but two, like it's so different from what I've played before. I was a very big Call of Duty guy growing up, and then I played a lot of League of Legends, so it's like I tried TFT set 1 because I mean everybody was like, you know, wow, right, came out with a new game mode, I gotta try it out. But like I wasn't really sold on it until like I saw the trailer for Gizmos and Gadgets, and then that's when I was like, maybe I'll give it another try. And then set 6 was when I like really fell in love with the game. So I think I enjoyed set 6, didn't really enjoy 6.5, but then I think I was able to succeed in TFT in a way that I couldn't succeed in other games. So I was like, maybe I want to stick with it, and then that's how I'm not where I'm at now.
Yeah, and then when you played set 7, you like absolutely just skyrocketed in LP. Was there something super unique about set 7, or was it just like that was like the set you just put the most effort in?
That was the set I just put the most effort in. I think that was when I was, because I think at the time I was like kind of bouncing around different ideas for like what I could do for content if I were to keep pursuing it. But I think it got to the point where I'm gonna steal here. But I think it got to the point where I was like, I didn't know what to stream, because at this point I already had a following on TikTok.
Yeah.
I was tired as fuck of doing these like streams of, oh, like it's a just chat, like I used to do just chatting streams when I very first started, and that shit is fun for a while, but it's difficult when you're not an extrovert, and I'm not an extrovert, so like it was really hard to maintain for myself, so I had to find something else, and gaming has always been something I could maintain, but I was never good enough for people to watch. So I think for me, like sorry, I completely lost the plot. What was the question?
It was just like I was just wondering what was so like special about set 7, right? And you mentioned that it was just you put a lot of effort into just becoming better at the game.
Right. Yeah. So I think for me, like I put a lot of effort into the game because I found myself having success with it enough that I think I could start making content about it, and people would be interested in watching.
I see. Also, the Cypher guy beat me, so maybe he loses his streak.
Nice. I got Cypher on 3-1, so I'm really curious to see how this actually plays out.
Yeah.
I doubt it's very good, but who knows.
Wow, dude, I didn't expect playing on PB to be this hard, bro. I can't like autopilot as much compared to play on live.
Yeah, it's definitely harder. I am also struggling a little bit.
Yeah, well, this is I guess it's like another deep dive, I guess, but you were a part-time soccer coach, right?
How did you find that out? Yeah, I was.
Yeah, and then I was just wondering, how do you think that affected your approach to educational TFT content?
Yeah.
How do you think? Do you think that has any impact?
That's like Nardwar levels of investigation. That's like crazy.
Thank you.
I used to, yeah. So like, yeah, I was a soccer coach for a while, and so I think I coached from as young as kindergartners to all the way to like the high school level, like K through 12. And I think for coaching, oh fuck, I really need that zig. Hold on, let me get that zig.
Oh, okay. You got it.
Yeah, I think what you learn from coaching so many different people at different ages is like there's a different approach for everybody, and everybody learns differently. So I think like learning how to tailor the way that you approach someone's learning style is like super important, and like the faster that you can acclimate and find a way that works for them, the faster you can start to see success and progress.
Let's see. You want a 5 cost and 10 gold or TG?
Give me the 5 cost.
Okay, got you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna level now. What am I looking for? I'm looking for Zed Galio.
Zed Galio.
I just rolled over Galio. Oh my god.
Okay, I'll try to keep an eye out for Zed, I guess.
Surely I can find one.
On your second channel, right, where you posted multiple it was like surprisingly insightful and mature discussions about like your personal experience. Do you consider it just like a sort of emotional outlet of yours, and is this like a type of content you would like to pursue alongside your TFT stuff, or is it just like just place to
I
let
think it's
out
just stuff.
your thoughts?
Yeah, I just stuff that I put out on the side. It's something like major. But that kind of content is, I don't mind talking about my life. I'm pretty much an open book, but at the same time, like, it's never that easy to like just turn on the camera and just talk about whatever.
Yeah.
Do you want random gold, or do you want 9 gold or a random component?
Probably just component, I guess. I'll take a component. Do you want a Galio?
Yeah, can you send that actually?
Yeah, I got you. Just Rengar Bears for me, I think.
Rengar Bears. Alright. But yeah, so I don't know if it's gonna. Who is spam pinging? Oh my god. But yeah, like I don't see myself pursuing it, but maybe if TFT dies ever, like maybe. But I don't know. I feel like TFT has been on the come up, so I don't want to think too hard on like.
Yeah.
How it would look like.
Yeah, and then you have like so many like vlogs on there as well. You also mentioned that photography and cinematography were like super, I guess, near and dear to your heart, right? How did your passion for that begin?
So I used to go rooftoping, like a long time ago. And rooftoping is when like you basically go on top of like really tall buildings and like start taking photos of whatever.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of when I first started getting into photography and stuff. I don't pursue it like crazy. It was always just kind of like a side thing that I've enjoyed, but I was never like, oh, this is like what I want to do for like the rest of my life.
Yeah.
But it's definitely been something that like I enjoyed. And I've always had an appreciation for this kind of stuff. Like, especially, I remember when DPR was first creating content back in like 2015 or 2016. Like I remember feeling pretty inspired about the way that they approach their music videos and thinking like, oh, like I really, I think it'd be so cool to learn how to do stuff like this.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if there's some other stuff too. There's like a Japanese couple, I forget their name. I think they're called Ox Out, but they also have like a lot of videos that are really great. Like that's how I got into like gimbals and stuff like that. But like they do a lot of stuff that's like focused on cinematography as well, in like Japan and stuff like that. Which I thought was really nice.
Yeah, that's super cool. I mean, I think photography just as a hobby is just super nice. Being able to learning how to take good photos, I guess, and just having fun. What would your all-time favorite photo or video you've taken be?
Oh man. There's this photo. Yeah, there's this photo I took on top of like, I actually almost died taking this photo.
Really?
It was on the rooftop of this like, I think it was a hotel building. And in case you don't know, when you go rooftoping, especially the colder it gets, it doesn't even have to be that cold for there to be like ice on the top of these rooftops. So it's very easy to slip and like hurt yourself.
Interesting.
In very worst case scenarios, you can just just die in game.
In game.
I want this strategist or if it's like strategy. Coordination sounds good, but I don't really need coordination. I need to move this here. But the photo I'm referencing was a photo I took on top of a rooftop. It was like a 22-story building, and to take the actual photo on the rooftop, there was like a small ledge that was underneath like the main roof. So in order to actually get there, you had to hop over like the small wall to get onto the ledge.
Yeah.
And I remember looking, and I'm so glad I did this. I remember I was looking at the ledge thinking, that looks icy. So I held on to the side of the wall that I was hopping over to make sure that if I did slip, I wouldn't fall.
Yeah.
But when I hopped over, I did slip. So like I was holding onto the wall as I was doing it, so thank God I did that. But if I had not done that, I would have died. I actually would have like fell off and I would have died.
Wow.
So like I still have that photo like lying around somewhere.
Yeah.
And I could probably send it to you after if you want. But it's like this
Sure.
beautiful like photo of like the Boston skyline, which I thought was really, really dope.
So it was worth. Yeah.
It was definitely worth it for sure.
Yeah.
What's the next cash out? It's 4-7.
4-7. Yeah, no, we got this. I'm like low-key kind of strong. It's just.
Oh, I pressed the wrong button. Fuck. Okay, whatever.
Did you cash out?
I accidentally cashed out. Yeah.
what was the cash out? What's the two?
It's just a support animal. Ooh, fuck.
Eh.
That's not good.
What do you do from here then?
I'm just gonna play around strategies too and call it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah.
If you find Ziggs, send it over.
Got it. I constantly see you working at cafes and coffee shops in your vlogs. Well, I mean, they might have been a couple of years old, but what do you enjoy about working at cafes compared to like working at home or working at like other quote-unquote third spaces?
Yeah, I mean, it's so nice having like a separate place to just like work and focus. Like I think I struggle a lot like focusing at home because like my bed's right there. Like it's like it's so easy to just get like distracted and just like not want to like who's my secondary carry?
I'm gonna take the tier if you
Yeah, I think we
okay.
I think for it. But I think like going to a physical location, also being surrounded by other people who are also probably either working or just like enjoying their time.
Yeah.
Like it's very motivating to just like, and I don't know, maybe it's just smell of coffee as well, but like all of that like combined like gets me like super motivated to just like work. So I definitely do feel way more productive working at coffee shops versus like anything else.
Yeah, I mean, I was never a coffee guy. I know you're a huge coffee guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like a.
Love coffee.
I think there was like this like one time in your life where you would just drink like the Starbucks like canned coffee or whatever every single day. That was a thing.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, that was a thing. Yeah. Wow, you really did your research. Holy shit.
Yeah. So I knew you're a huge coffee guy, but like, yeah. I mean, I guess that going to a fucking cafe helps with that. Getting your coffee.
Yeah, for sure. I'm drinking coffee now. I'm sipping on Dunkin' right now.
I've actually seen you pursue so many interests over the last couple of years. From playing other video games and then also establishing a lifestyle brand. Would it be alright if I listed them one by one and got like a status update? I guess.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I mean, I don't know if this is. Okay, so first of all, you play the guitar, right? I've seen you play the guitar a couple times. Have you continued on that or just
I have not.
You've been too busy. Because that is it's like a hobby. Like I feel like you need to maintain that in order to just be able to play.
Yeah, like so when I grew up, when I was younger, I was actually pretty musically inclined. I played piano for like 15 years. I played cello for like 15 years. And then I'd always want to learn how to play the guitar, but my parents would never let me.
Yeah.
So when COVID hit, that was like the first time I was like, oh, I'm gonna learn how to play the guitar, because I love like Tim Henson, Ichika, like all these like incredible guitarists, and like watching them play, it's like super inspiring. So like I always wanted to learn how to do that at a certain point. I feel really bad because my Stratocaster's just been sitting on the side just collecting dust, which is sad because it's a beautiful guitar.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I do hope at a certain point I get time to just like really like consistently learn the guitar, but that comes with financial stability, which I am unfortunately not really there yet.
Do you want a Zed? I'll hold on to a Zed for now, and then maybe if you need it later.
Ziggs is a big one.
Okay. I'm probably gonna roll down after this, so I'll let you know if I see a Ziggs.
Alright. Do you need anything? Do you need
just Rengar Varus. Okay. But I'm gonna roll down. I'll see it. Oh, I just got a Ziggs from the orb. That helps a lot. Or Vex actually helps too. Vex won't be the worst.
Rengar, Vex. Alright. Oh, can you send the Ziggs over?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, I actually did not see any of your units.
I know, I don't see any of mine either. Okay, then there's I'm pretty sure you didn't continue this, but you had a hardcore Iron Man run for old school RuneScape.
Holy fuck. Yeah, I didn't continue it the RuneScape is RuneScape is one of those games you never quit. You always come back to it at a certain point, and I have such a huge love for like the OSRS community.
Yeah.
Because I've been playing RuneScape since like I don't know, like fucking when I was a child, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's been a long time. So I mean, like I did it for like one episode just to see how it felt. It was fine, but it was during set 11 when like I hated encounters and I was just like, I don't want to do this ever again. So
Yeah.
that's kind of why I started that, just to see how it feel. But I'm never doing it again. I think it's too much of a commitment, and as much as I love the game, I don't have the time to do TFT and OSRS just to like, you know, try to get everything on at the same time.
Yeah, fair enough. Do you want 3 5 costs or a TG?
Give me the TG.
Okay. Dude, I don't get it. Where the fuck are my Rengars?
I don't know. I don't see any. Do you need me to roll?
I'm 1 off if I. Oh my god, I'm like 1 off permanently if I use my dupe. But hopefully I can hit something, because I mean I'm like low key doing. Oh, never mind. I'm not doing okay in my fights. Hopefully we don't die here.
I can.
We're 2 HP. But like,
Yeah, I can roll.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll just take 1 Rengar. I don't know if you've continued this one either, but have you gone skateboarding recently? Oh yeah.
What gold, or do you want a component anvil?
Probably just gold. I need to find the guys. Varus or Rengar? Oh.
There's more Rengar.
Yeah. Preferably Rengar.
I found one.
Okay. Oh, that's huge. Yeah, have you gone skateboarding recently?
No, I stopped because I didn't have health insurance. I didn't want to like.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I didn't want to break my living in America sucks sometimes, and that's one of the biggest downsides. Is like you don't have health insurance, don't go skateboarding.
Yeah, I mean, no, because it looked like you were learning really quickly, but yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, I stopped. The reason I stopped was because when I went to skateboarding one time, I fell on my tailboard really hard trying to land a kickflip. And then after that, I was like, I can like, as much as I don't mind getting hurt myself, I'm worried about the hospital bill if I have to pay one. Yeah. So I had to unfortunately put a pause to it.
And then last but not least, I might pronounce this wrong. I'm not sure. Vera Veas. I've seen you experimenting with that. Yeah. How's that coming along?
So that has been put on pause because of Project PB and Project Mentor. But so Vera Veas is like a lifestyle brand that I wanted to slowly work towards. The whole concept of it was I would create basically like I wanted to create a lifestyle brand from scratch to see like if it was possible, because I don't know anything about like putting clothes together, like stitching it, or like all this other stuff. So like I really wanted to make sure that like I learned it from scratch, and it's almost like an inspirational series to see if like anybody, like if I can do it, like anybody else can do it.
Yeah.
I didn't really get a chance to like really full throttle on it just because this set I really need to like lock in and then make sure I have everything online, because at the end of the day, like if I need to make sure, like, because I'm not working anymore, I'm doing content full-time now, so I need to make sure that like first like my content is not only good but like so good that like I'm not worried about pursuing other stuff on the side. So until I get to that point, like I have to put it on pause. So
yeah, fair enough. Oh, we're getting 2v1. Hopefully we live. Hopefully my Rengar can clutch up. Oh, I know that Galio auto attack, or that stun or whatever.
Unlucky.
Yeah, maybe doing the PvE one was a little ambitious. It's.
I think it's chill. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean,
again, like, I am terrible at double up, so I don't know what's going on at all.
I mean, I feel like we had a good conversation. It was super fun talking to you.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for having me, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, well, with the game being over, I think that's it for the interview. Actually, you know what? Let me fit in one more question. Why do you have the True Ice Pengu as like your little legend? You know, like you use it for your profile picture, use it for like just everything, I guess.
Yeah. So 2 reasons. So one, I needed something that I could use for like a marketing perspective, like something that people can latch onto. That way they see this thing, they're like, oh, like they know it's me. So one was for branding purposes, and then two, it's just my favorite little legend. My absolute favorite is actually the Dragonlance Pengu, but I did not get a chance to grab it, so I stuck with the Ice Pengu, which is second best. At this point, it's too late. I can't switch it. If I could, I probably would, but like, yeah. So I'm stuck with Ice Pengu. But honestly, I can't complain. I like it a lot. I think it fits my vibe.
Yeah, no, it's super cool. And then, I mean, I think you and Ice Pengu, it's like locked, you know? Like every time I see that, it's like, oh, that's Kai. That's fucking Kai.
Yeah. Sure.
Well, I mean, thanks for coming along to this 2-game-long interview. I hope you had fun playing Double Up with me. But before we go, do you want to shout anyone out? Just in general. Doesn't have to be Project PB or Mentor, just in general.
Yeah. In general, I would say shout out to my study group, because we're hella lucky in this set. So like everybody in there, they know who they are. I want to shout out specifically Sub-Zero as well. I think Sub-Zero has been like a very long time, and he's my oldest friend in the TFT community. So shout out to him, because like I think he helps me stay accountable for a lot of the work that I do.
Yeah.
He's never really like checking in or anything, but like because we talk a lot, and then like I see like how consistent he is with content, it motivates me to stay consistent as well, especially this set when like I actually finally get to be back. So it's great having like longtime friends of the community, which is super nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I don't know. I think that's it. Shout out my mom, I guess, but yeah, that's about it.
Nice. Where can they find you?
Yeah, so you can find me on YouTube and Twitch are probably gonna be the most common places you can find me. Twitch.tv/Watanabe_Kai. I think my YouTube handle is something similar, but if you look up Kai TFT, like it'll pop up. So you can find me on YouTube as well. I'm starting to do TikToks now, so if you want to come by, Projects by Kai is the TikTok handle, so that's the new one. And then I think that's it. I'm actually, so funny enough, I'm actually experimenting with Spotify. I don't have anything figured out fully yet, but I'm trying to create a format. No promises, but this is on the back. This is on my to-do list. Like once Project PBE is done and Project Mentor is up and running. But I want to do. I don't know if you know this, but Spotify introduced like long format videos.
Really? I didn't actually know that.
Yeah, I found out about this recently because Ray William Johnson, actually, his wife like recently uploaded like all of his old like storytelling content onto Spotify.
Wow.
And you can watch like the video version of it on Spotify. So it's labeled as like a podcast, but they can be like 10 minutes long or however much long. So I'm trying to experiment with like vertical formats to try and bring this stuff onto Spotify as well, so if people want to check that out. I'll definitely make an announcement in like some future videos once I get that figured out, but I hope that folks have that to look forward to as well. Yeah, but it's in the process for sure. So I'm hoping that within like a week or two of like the set being live on the servers, I have that up and running, but that's kind of in the works right now.
All right, well, thank you to Kai for this interview. Yeah.